We are
I had
here.
everything that I had access
Let's go.
to.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, we will get started with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so agenda adjustments, we had nominations for Citizen of the Year, truck body bid, excavator bid, budget warrant signatures, and county tax that have been added to the agenda. To start off, approval of minutes from April 25th and May 9th.
I don't have one. I was gonna say, if they were out there, I didn't see them, but I made copies of that, so.
Okay, we'll table those. We can get those picked up. All right, we will start off with public comment.
Oh, perfect, I thought you did that at the end.
We changed it.
So, I don't know if you guys are aware or heard, I'm sure Rob has, a new proposed OSHA laws regarding fire departments. Have you all heard?
No.
No? So, it's just kind of a quick rundown, and I'll get Aaron to copy this if you want it. It's
Okay.
kind of a quick summary of what's proposed. And it's gonna have a huge financial impact on towns if this passes, like, we won't be able to stay open at all. One of the big things that I was told about last weekend and talking with Scott Bennett, the Bixfield chief today, there's a little bit of confusion between this paper they were given at the last Western Maine meeting versus what's actually in the OSHA standard or proposed, but it's trucks, no matter what, will have to be replaced every 15 to 20 years. Doesn't matter how old they are, I mean, the age, but doesn't matter the condition or anything. So that one,
So,
I don't know exactly where that.
so where we bought used trucks, does that mean that when they hit age 15, we
So
have to
right now,
replace them?
everything we have in there would have to be replaced. Everything.
Yeah.
So,
Unfunded mandate.
then one of the other things I was just reading, Ken Desmond, who is the president of the Maine State Federation of Firefighters. They've put together just kind of a quick cost summary with some of these changes. He's asking all departments to try and put together kind of a financial impact for their community. To estimate the financial impact on municipalities is also being done at each state level to convey to OSHA the financial impacts of small towns based on an estimate using actual salary and benefit rates. It would cost a small town at least $700,000 for a fire chief, 6 firefighters, and 1 administrative staff. Because they're leaning towards, everybody's gonna have the qualifications of a full-time.
So it's gonna have to be a fully staffed fire department as opposed to a.
Basically,
Volunteer.
because there is. All firefighters would have to have the basic or fire 1 and 2 certification, sorry. Which I believe anybody we have that's interior now, by the second week of June, will have all of that anyway. But officers, chief officers, there's 201 hours with training that they will have to do, and I know I do not have 200 hours to do that, so. We'll be looking for a new chief at that price range. There is also. Physicals are a big thing, and they're doing a lot of this for safety, which I understand, but they can't, because they want to implement this within 24 months, so if it passes.
When does it go to vote?
I have not seen that date yet, but there's a public comment period, which is why I came to you guys, because anybody can go on and comment on it, and I'll share the link with you to go on.
Yes, please.
I can make
That
copies.
deadline is June 21st, to go on and do the public
Yep.
comments, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
I can make copies of that right now if you want me to.
It was, actually, it was on the news this morning, talking about the senators and House representatives are trying to get it pushed back at least
Mhm.
10 years, but
Right,
still,
staggered implementation or something.
it's gonna. Kill all town.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill every volunteer fire department.
Well, the unintended consequences is,
No,
if you didn't have this fire station here, your
Mm.
insurance goes through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that was in there,
Turnout gear every 10 years.
which, I mean, that's an NFPA standard right now, but that NFPA law, I guess,
Not enforced.
is not enforced in Maine. Like Maine has adopted which NFPA sections they want. So, which I think is kind of crazy to do it all in one, but. On the fitness side of it, it's gonna force departments to have an active fitness program, a space for a gym, whatever, so. And again, this is, hopefully it doesn't pass to that extent.
Right.
Again, there are some safety things, like I think this is good, but the physicals they're talking, they're estimating at least $500 per person. Cancer screenings, which they are starting to do around here now, but that's $300 per person.
Wow.
I think on one of those pages, it gives you the link of where to go to make a public comment, I guess.
Okay.
And if you put in
I'm
a,
learning.
put in the select board or whatever.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, say we can do it individually and then we can do a joint letter too.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for any small town.
No, mm-mm.
Nope, not at all.
I mean, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but.
Exactly, I think that's the way
Well thought out.
people feel, they understand the safety side of it and some of the things they're trying to do, because. Like,
So
heart
the-
attack or leading cause,
Yeah.
I think bigger than probably
Mhm.
duty deaths.
So the link is on the last page to.
Yeah.
The comment. Okay. Yeah,
Wonderful.
well, I'll be pulling the comments together.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.
Sure, thank you. Any other public comment? No. Okay. All right, whole business, town report.
I have submitted some pictures that are hoping he's going to do his magic with. The covers, so. I still got to round up some more, but
I have contacted the auditors asking for if we can get supplemental material from them or not. For the couple statement, I can't remember, statement C or whatever the few pages are that, the auditor report has to be in there, so. As soon as I hear back from them, I will. Let everybody know and. Hopefully we can get it in. Sewer update.
okay. It is. Actually right in order, what do you know? So I drafted up a letter to go out with the next sewer bills because of the issue that we had that took 3 weeks to resolve. At a price tag of $14,342.50. I guess if you guys approve of this letter, then. I'll have it put on letterhead and it will go out with the next bills, because. We can't afford to keep paying those sort of bills. Without a major price hike, and people need to start. Paying attention to what they're flushing.
What was it flushed?
Which one do you want? It'll just say a number of feminine hygiene products, cloth rags. Plastic dental floss, picks, baby wipes, and there's, you may,
Unidentifiable
I figured that out, I think it's plastic Q-tips. With cotton,
Ah, okay.
I think that's what those were floating in that second picture, so. Huh?
getting in pumps.
No, it completely plugged the pipeline in Lagoon 2. So
Pipe that
Lagoon
goes-
1 was not able to drain into 2. And there was a 5-gallon pail of rags that got pulled out of it. So. Yeah. And the stuff that you can see floating on Lagoon 1 is, there's no need of it. I mean. It's,
Looks like 7 total days for vortex too.
more than that probably, yeah. They probably did total days, but yeah. It was a combination of
Yeah.
hours over a period of time,
Seven.
so. If I could stress to the users that just because you flush it out of sight, it doesn't mean it's out of mind. And it was a lot of, that's just, the 14,000 is just the vortex bill, that's not counting days, overtime, et cetera, et cetera. So. We can't afford to do it. Mm-mm. So. And. I'm hoping that when the letters get printed to go in the bills, that. The picture page is in color, because it's a little more graphic. than what you have.
Yeah.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
It is,
That it is.
and they're disgusting. They are
Pretty
disgusting,
bad.
yeah, but. I don't know what else to do to try and get people's attention.
I think if we get it put on letterhead, we can.
Yeah.
Stick it on the counter in there, we can sign it and.
Yep.
If everybody's good with it.
Good luck going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, take care of that. When we're talking about that, we also need to look at where the funding is coming from for the 14,000 and
Do we know what's in the reserve?
yes,
Okay. I hate to do that, but
give me just a second. I can tell you. Thirty is the sheet that we were given.
search bar.
I already typed it in.
See if you want to pass that around for the shock valve.
Oh, you want the shock value?
Make sure they're the color one.
It is the color ones.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll make you. Yeah.
Brings back memories of the village.
That's,
Well, there's one file that looks like a Villa rag.
well,
there.
they figured that probably half of that pile was from that incident.
Did they?
So, yeah,
Then they got that basket, but did somebody just?
I don't know, that, I think they need to be contacted, whether that's still being maintained or handled or used or what.
I think it was a big money. No, that grinder was jacked, which is making like spaghetti, it was catching. So they had a basket about like this size, was it Mondays, Wednesdays?
I was
and
gonna say, they're
Fridays, we
supposed to
had
do it.
Cleaned it out by hand.
I really-
You know, we had notes and stuff when I worked there, you know, telling them.
Mm,
And we'd be picking them out every time we cleaned them.
Yeah,
So according to the printouts that we were given back. They were dated, beginning of February. The sewer sinking fund reserve had 29,741 in the account.
Yeah, it is.
It's about half of it, yeah.
We don't have a
It's,
choice.
like I said, the bill was about 15,000 less than I thought it was gonna be though, so.
I make a motion that we pay the Vortex bill of $14,342.50 out of the sewer sinking fund reserve.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, to take the vortex bill out of the sewer sinking fund. All those in favor? Opposed?
It's just running that account.
Yeah.
Not trying to, but. Close enough.
That's the point.
Yes.
Couldn't resist, sorry.
It's all good.
All right.
Lots of excitement.
Sorry. Bigger table.
You know, I feel like the table is
I
definitely.
hear this is
This put. About, no, it hasn't been this bad since I've been on, but about, according to Paul from Vortex, it's about every 10 years or so that. Things get plugged up and we're still fighting the stupid rag issue
Mhm.
but. Unfortunately, there's new rags coming from who knows where.
And the problem is, there's enough stuff in the lagoons already that every year when they turn, it's. More stuff starts coming up and. That's unfortunately, it's an ongoing battle.
Can you ever get it cleaned out back to like ground zero and start?
They don't feel the amount of sludge that's in the bottom of Lagoon One doesn't warrant that yet, because if you did that, you're looking at about 100,000 and. We don't have 100,000
And we did ask him to look at
Yes,
it, just
we
to
did.
see, if it was time to do
Yeah,
that, we
'cause-
were talking about, whether we'd have to get a
Bonding it.
bond or something to do it. And they said it's not ready for that yet. So
Vortex
that-
and DEP both said that it wasn't necessary at this point, so.
Did you give a rough time frame on when it might be?
With only 130 users, we got a ways, so.
But it's something that we should probably start looking
Yeah,
towards,
yeah.
planning ahead, because if it's 100 now.
Yeah,
Who
Right.
knows what it's gonna be by the
Right.
time we actually get there,
Yeah.
so. But it was at least nice to be told it didn't need it yet.
yes,
Maybe every 5 years, try to clean out this pipe that connects the two,
well,
do much cheaper,
Mhm.
yeah,
if they can do it in a day or something.
Right. Well, I think the hard thing was too, they couldn't find the block
Yeah.
first. That was the biggest thing. So then they spent a lot of time pumping things back and forth and jetting pipes and before they actually found where it was.
they could water jet and it would go, but. The rags weren't packed in so tight that when they water jetted it. Caused them to either go up or down just enough that it allowed.
Yep.
Stuff to
It
go
would go
through.
through, but then as soon as they stopped with the jets, stuff didn't
Yeah.
flow anymore.
I mean, they put dye in the whole 9 yards, everything. Yeah, they're getting a little frustrated. But it's done and it's flowing. So, yeah,
That's good.
yes, it is.
All right, website update.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him, did you?
I sent an email and I
Oh,
didn't get any.
Yeah, I saw
So-
your email and I was, didn't.
I will reach out directly to the company and see
Yep.
where we're at. I don't know. It's warm.
Mm,
Well, the easy one.
I'm good with that.
All right. New business, town clerk appointments. So, as everybody knows, we've been on the search for a new town clerk for a few weeks now. We held interviews, over the last week and a half, I think it was. Had a lot of good applications, qualified people applying, which was nice to see. So we have here this evening our new town clerk to introduce, and swear in. So I'd like to introduce Kathy Walker as the town clerk for the town of Canton.
Welcome back, Connor.
You wanna come up?
We got you on hook now.
Yeah.
Right, like, right there. All right.
Huh?
I hope so. Works.
I, Catherine Walker, do swear I'll support the Constitution of the United States and of this state as long as I continue a citizen thereof. I, Catherine Walker, do swear I will truly record all votes cast in this and other town meetings during the ensuing year and until another clerk is chosen or sworn in my stead, and that I will faithfully discharge all the duties of my office as clerk of the town of Canton. I think that's it.
You can shake hands for the newspaper.
Yeah, yeah. Marianne's trying to get a picture.
Get our face. They'll move for you when she's done signing. How's that? She'll run the hills.
Perfect.
Thank you, and welcome, and welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah.
And Kathy's gonna be starting with us on June third.
Well, we're starting to make files. for you.
I see that.
We didn't want you to feel lonely.
All right, solar ordinance. Go ahead,
The
Diane.
thing is, I've been thinking about it all week and talked to not just the guy from Olivewood, but two other solar people, and they both had some comments that were useful. Things like, we put that 10-foot height on there because we saw the average online says 7.7. That's for residential ground mounted solar. He said commercial stuff, because of the snow in the northeast, they put higher posts, so it tends to be higher, and we should change that to like 15 or whatever. So they gave some other suggestions too about there's one item in there about where a certain electronic piece be put underground. He's like, those can't function underground, and they have to be above ground. So there's a few corrections that still need to happen to that ordinance. Both people I talked to brought up the change in appraisal and the potential tax revenue to the town, which I know we keep saying there's no benefit to the town, there's no benefit to the town. And both people looked at the different sizes of things, and they said for that big one, you're looking at between $400,000 and $500,000 of increased tax revenue potentially.
Over what, every year?
Yep, every year for the 30-year life of the town, which I feel like is worth looking into more to see if there's something you could do with that, because you could offset that with the TIF and put some money into the sewer system, for example. So there's things you could do with that as a potential, if we still kept all the other pieces in there, like the visual buffers and all that kind of stuff. So I just feel like maybe this year at town meeting, we asked to extend the moratorium for 3 more months and use that extra time to really dive into some of these details a little more clearly and have maybe a better picture. Just a thought.
I'm okay with that.
I think it needs to be 6 months, not 3 months.
Mm,
And the only reason I say that is because, if you go 3 months from June, you're September. So there's no normal election or anything in September, no normal meetings or anything. So if we could do it to November.
Yep.
Then we could do it on
At
a
the-
normal
At the
timeframe.
election time.
We could do it right at, we could actually do it on the written ballot instead of,
mhm.
have a good turnout.
Right.
It's presidential.
Yeah, that's true.
the only thing is. Isn't there a maximum on? Is there a maximum on the number of days on the moratorium?
I don't know, but I can,
I don't remember.
I'll ask my trusted friend Google what he says.
Probably be okay anyways, because that would still be within 6 months, so.
Yeah.
We would be okay. We would still be.
Oh, the
within- we'd still
moratorium
be
that we
within
have
180
currently in
days.
place,
No, we would have to do a new one, we'd have to
Right.
extend it, but we could extend it for another 180.
right,
Because that would still keep us, if we did it in November, that would still keep us
yeah,
within the time frame.
within, absolutely.
So that would work.
Right, but. Okay, so you're saying.
We could do that. If that's,
Okay, yeah,
group's choice.
180 days would be.
Moratorium must
That
be a
gives us
definite term of not more than 180 days.
so we're good for,
In May.
yeah,
You beat me to it.
so we'd be good for another. 180.
Mhm.
But it has to be defined.
Correct, yeah. But it's
So that way we just have to find out when the what the actual election date is in November and put it into the warrant, right?
No, you could just set it for another 180 days. That would get us to December.
Okay.
So you can,
Yeah.
because it's up to, the town of Canton requires at least 180 days, so that would get us,
Okay, Yep.
but it would go. Well, that would work.
Yeah.
All right. We can do that.
election's November 5th. Our town clerk just told me.
Perfect. I'm glad she's already on board with the election stuff.
Write the check.
If you can direct me how to do it, we'll work on that. All right, so we will take care of that and we will edit the warrant here in a few minutes.
We may get it done.
Which brings us to, I think we're going to skip C and D for a little bit and come back.
Yeah.
That
And
information for you.
what's that?
I do that information.
Oh, you do?
That one I-
Okay, we can do it now if you want. We can do them real quick and then I can come back to it. Town meeting and elections, so at this point, we need to decide, are we going to continue the plan of having town meeting on June 13th? Or do we think we need to extend that? I could go either way with that. I do have the information. We can get it all put in tonight before we leave. Before we adjourn, but that's up to you guys.
My concern is I would like to know where we, concretely, where we stand on financial numbers. So if we had to, I could sort of go with June 13th. I'd be more comfortable if I thought I knew what our numbers were versus guessing. I mean, I have confidence in our proposed budget, but when we try to do year to dates, I'm not comfortable. That's my take.
If we didn't do it in June, when are you planning or proposing to do it?
I don't have that, that's why. That's why I was asking what everybody else thought. I would like to try to make us still have it done in June,
When's the
if I can
election?
get information from the auditor.
The
try
11th.
to make it happen.
The
If we can't, we can always postpone it.
Does it have to be within a certain window of when the election is this year? Is there anything on that?
No, the only thing that it has to do with the posting timeline is a 7-day posting ahead of the meeting.
Okay,
So, and the warrant has to be signed at a regularly scheduled meeting before it gets posted.
And right now, this is our
This would be the regularly scheduled meeting, yeah. So if we were gonna roll with it, we would have to do it tonight. And then we could reach out to the auditors and say, okay, this is where we're at. Can you help us with the reserve account balances and things for the warrant?
So. Why I'm not looking there, could just look here.
so potentially be looking at maybe the 27th
That's
instead
what I
of
was
the
thinking.
13th. The 20th is the. So it'd be the 13th and then. 2 weeks later would be the 27th.
Yeah, right, so we have to sign on the 13th and then
Right,
have it on the anytime. Well, not anytime after, but at least 7 days after that. So,
Well, the 20th would be 7 days after that,
right,
and 7 days before the meeting. If we
right,
do
but
it
it's
on
not
the
our regularly
27th.
scheduled meeting, our regularly scheduled is the
either
13th.
the
so-
13th or the 27th.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I mean, if you think that pushing it back to the 27th is gonna get us the information that we need to feel comfortable with everything, I'm fine with that.
I don't know if we can get it by then. I don't know how quick, Ron, how quick we can get it. That's my only concern.
Or we just go with what we got. And
Good.
plug forward like we are now.
Because the numbers, our budget numbers are all correct. the numbers that we've met with the budget committee, those are all correct. The things that may be different would be the expended year to date. Because there are some things that were taken out of the incorrect accounts, but I mean, to a point, we have that every year. And they're year to date as of a date, as of usually it's right around this time in May. Or like if we do it tonight, they'll be year to date as of tonight out of those accounts. And then I mean, we always do journal entries after that anyways.
I'm comfortable with doing it for the 13th with what we have, but
You can always postpone it 2 weeks and see if you can get that information. If you don't, you still roll with what you got.
Okay. Yeah. Different direction. I can go either way.
I could go either way too. Part of me says. Yeah, part of me, I'm really half and half. Part of me says, let's just do it, and part of me says, let's see if we can get more information.
the reason I think we should just do it is because I feel like the auditors have been very unresponsive to getting us information, recently in there. So I just don't know if 2 weeks is really gonna make a difference, but. I understand wanting to have more solid concrete data. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not sure it's realistic that we're gonna gain anything.
I don't know.
I think we can get the information from them. What I'm concerned about is getting the pages that we need for the town report. So if we want the town report for town meeting, I'm not sure we can make that happen that quick. Just because I don't know how quick our
Right.
HR can turn around those statements. In terms of them helping us get the numbers, I'm pretty sure they could do that fairly quick, because I believe from what I've read, and I haven't got the response yet, but I believe they're fairly close to finishing that audit. So I think we could get the numbers that we need from them. I'm just not sure if we can actually get the documentation papers to physically put in the town report, get it printed, get it back here in time.
So you feel like
Which
you had
is
that
a legal
extra 2
requirement.
weeks, you would have a better chance of doing that.
It's possible. I won't say that for sure, but I would like to say yes, it could work.
Alright,
Well, this is an issue every year since.
It's been an issue for the last 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
It's been an issue way longer than that. Every year when Sherry was on the budget committee, it was always, you don't have the right numbers. When Harry was in the office, when Scotty and Kathy were there, Tina, Carol. Everybody that's been here, it's been the same thing every year.
I think the biggest problem in the last, 3 years now has been the auditing company. And from what everybody I've talked to in other towns, we're not the only town that's waiting for two prior years of audits. Andover's waiting on either 2 or 3, I believe is what I heard. Dixfield's waiting. There's multiple towns that are waiting for, just because I guess there aren't as many people doing municipal auditing anymore. So there's, it seems like there's more of a backlog from everybody that we've talked to. Because we have looked at shopping around a little bit to see if that would help us. But
You didn't change it.
the one person that I talked to flat out said, you can swap to us, but it puts you further down in the list of priorities than where you're at already, so you're better off to stay where you are.
To say nothing, but it was way more expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, I mean, unfortunately, we're not the only town having the issue, I guess, is the thing.
I'd like to have our town report to be available.
So,
That's the highlight of town meeting, I'm sorry.
We need to have the.
I was gonna say, but yes,
By law, you have to have. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. and it has to contain those auditor statements.
Yep.
And this is just me, but I think by having at least closer to the correct numbers, you're gonna have a more positive town meeting.
Absolutely.
Well, and the other thing that will help by pushing it out 2 weeks, that gets you a lot of the end of year purchases or payments for stipends would be done at that point too, so the numbers would be a little closer. Usually there are reasons why we have to sit here at town meeting and say, okay, yes, that's what it says is expended, but take off X, Y, and Z because like the stipend checks for the fire department usually go out right towards the end of the year. And usually those are not done when we do the town report stuff, so usually those are out of there. So people are saying, well, there's 20,000 extra or whatever. It's like, well, no, there really isn't if you take the things out that are still yet to be paid. So, I mean, those would be closer to a truer number as well.
I make the motion that we push it to June 27th. Is that the date?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it in July.
No, because I just don't think that's,
And now we're moving into the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
Which is,
yeah, June 27th. That's my thought, which means by June 13th, we need to have. Or we are hoping to have the info we want to have so we can actually sign the warrant.
I will second Carol's motion. Move it to June 27th.
All right, I have a first and a second to move town meeting to June 27th,
6:30.
here at 6:30.
Don't let me forget to call Mr. Pickett.
Yeah, let's call Richard and see if he can swap the dates. All those in favor of moving the dates? Opposed?
27th.
So we will skip D.
Make sure that gets posted tomorrow. We're skipping D, okay.
Yep, well, we don't
Yeah,
need to
no,
go
I-
through the warrant now, we can.
I was just looking. at
That'll be on
Back
June
to it.
13th meeting.
No, what I'm gonna do, I will email, before I leave tonight, I will email everybody the draft,
Oh,
just
perfect.
so you guys can look at it, and
Yep.
that'll give us some time to work on it between now and then.
Oh, yes, I
Um,
prefer that.
I
Thank you,
would
Brian.
also, as much as we hate to do it, I'd like to add a work session to talk about it
Mm-hmm,
when we're looking at calendars and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Thanks, sweetie.
13th.
Yep. But it can't be the fifth, 5, 6, or 7. 'Cause
Yeah, I can't.
That's all graduation stuff, so.
I
know
can't do
those
that
two
either.
days. Mm,
I can do the 4th.
I can
I could do
do
the 4th, I can't do the 5th.
I can do the 4th, I'm pretty sure. As long as something comes up, I'm good on the 4th. Um,
You tell us.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
do
anytime after 4:30,
4:30. 5?
works for me.
Burn pizza.
Which one, 5?
I will bring something for food this time.
Oh,
Remind me, because I will undoubtedly forget.
I know that.
I will. All right, so June 4th, 5 p.m. Here,
Yeah,
Oh,
the selectmen will meet for a warrant workshop.
that needs to be posted as well.
Yep. Are you writing down the posting? I don't need to.
I-
5 to
I-
6.
Yes,
Not argument. I mean,
Okay,
go ahead, next door.
I'm just
Mhm.
thinking, you know, and I can write it up before we leave.
all right, sounds good. Let's schedule our warrant workshop. All right, on to office operating policy.
It's in there somewhere. Not.
File them reason.
Right there. It's after the vortex bills.
I got it.
I got it. Up in that file. So we're looking at the town office meeting room policy / meeting room policy, what's that?
I swear there's a newer one on that.
No, I don't think there is.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of questions about service animals and or dog pets allowed in the office. So the current language is only licensed or registered service animals will be allowed, that's prohibited unless approved by the office.
Can you just take that last line out?
Mhm.
So it just reads, only licensed or registered service animals will be allowed?
Yep. The other thing that I would like to do is at the top, very top of it, where it says town office / meeting room. I'm gonna space that out and put an and in there. Just so that it is a little clearer, that it covers both rooms, not just one. Is there anything else in here?
What does vaping fall under? Is that under tobacco products?
It should be a
So that's
tobacco
covered.
product, right?
Okay.
Cause isn't state Maine law that there is no
There
tobacco
is
product
this-
usage in public buildings?
Yes,
Okay.
somewhere, it's
Yeah.
written somewhere. On the state website, I believe.
Are you looking? Go ahead.
I see Brian typing. I was gonna pull out my phone, but.
Brian said this.
What happens if, and I'm just thinking ahead, we used to do rabies clinics.
I know,
That's a different,
Mm,
that's
I-
completely different.
I would like
And they
to
did
start
that
having,
outside.
if we could,
yeah, I've got it, that I'm
Mhm.
going to reach out to about that.
but I mean, how does that fall into this policy?
That could be, you could, if we left, well, no.
I wouldn't. You're gonna do that, change out by the office.
Or select would. Yeah.
If you wanna do that.
You could do that.
could
That's
do it that way.
Or
prohibited
could you-
unless approved by the board of selectmen,
Was
No,
electronic cigarettes
that's
included?
too vague still, I think.
or pets are prohibited.
Unless it's a town sponsored event.
And town sponsored clinic. How's that?
Yeah, with the exception of a town sponsored
Town-sponsored.
clinic.
Rabies clinic.
Yeah.
Rabies clinic.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's exactly what it would be, so.
That's
cause if you leave it too vague, I think we're gonna be.
approved.
It says use of electronic cigarettes are included in the definition of smoking and are prohibited in the same spaces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Any statute.
I say from what I can find, it falls under.
Steve, that's 1541-6, 2003. 2020.
how we wording that, pets are prohibited unless approved by the board of unless approved. Or with the exception.
Only
of-
licensed or registered services animals will be allowed. Pets are
22
prohibited
subset.
unless an approved rabies, or excuse me, unless an approved clinic,
Or with the
unless
exception,
at an approved clinic.
with the exception,
Okay,
an approved clinic.
Got it. Thanks.
I
think that
will,
Definitely tidies that.
I think I have the digital copy of this somewhere. I will dig it up and see if I can,
You want that?
uh,
Which is the electronic cigarettes. is that-
yep, sure. $2.22.
Yeah, subset 1541. One said, so for this.
Subset.
I thought I tried something. Approved in 2023.
Perfect, thank you. I will draft that and send that out, and we can include that at our next meeting as well. All right, senior photo posters.
Shit.
You wanna do that one?
No, I'll handle it. Because apparently your
I
cohort's
can't,
not
so.
handling it. We have. Well, we started it in COVID, as you all know, with putting the senior banners on the fence. And they've just been on a kind of heavy duty paper, which the wind destroys. Because it never fails, we put them up and we end up with a big windstorm. So I reached out to Copies, etc. Of course, I didn't think to write that down. To see what they would cost if we had them print them or send it out to be printed on vinyl this year.
So currently we have 15 seniors
Yeah.
currently,
Really?
waiting
Yeah,
on,
isn't that crazy?
waiting on final numbers on a couple that are, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the 15.
Mhm.
So they would
Fence.
be
Mhm.
a 2x4 banner vinyl with grommets and reinforced edges. Would be $48 a piece, and then you factored out what the. Longer one would be, didn't you?
Where does the high school get all the sports ones then?
we make them,
Yeah,
but they're only on the paper
yeah.
that
Well, it's
doesn't
really,
have stainless, but yeah,
Okay.
it works really good depending on where you're at. And if there's a solid backing that it's attached to, it works really well, but if you put it on the fence and the wind comes from the other direction, they don't last, the grounds
So-
rip out and.
let me rephrase that.
I thought it was free.
Doing 15, we could do blank per square foot would be $40 each.
Okay,
So,
so there'd be a
Yeah.
discount.
so my thought was, because $600 plus the longer banner which says congratulations graduates.
so we said roughly, I think $650. to
Yeah.
Cover,
And my
All
thought
of them.
when I reached out to them was, this to me seems like a really good use of the community benefit money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean. Because people really seem to have taken a hold of that
I think people
and
look forward
loving
to
it.
I think people
So-
really enjoy seeing
And
the
hopefully
seniors on the
the
cover.
vinyl will hold up better than in the past. Because last year, 2 years ago,
2 years ago, we
We-
did it multiple times.
well, that plus 1 year I tried putting them on, and that was a horrific nightmare. Spray adhesive them to foam board, and that didn't work either, and yeah. So this is a little more costly, but I think it will be more cost effective.
And it will look better.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yep.
So,
and by the end of it, when their time to come down, there will be something nice that can go to the
Exactly.
families.
That's the hope, is to actually be able to keep them and
Right.
solid still.
Yeah.
so can I have a motion to take up to, what, say $675, just in case?
I'll make a motion to take up to $675 out of the community fund for the vinyl, 15 vinyl posters and the congratulations seniors banner for our seniors.
I have a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second for $675 out of the community benefit fund for our senior banners, all those in favor?
So if you can ever get the
I
pictures,
will-
we can
I
email
will-
them to,
Send a reminder tonight when I send out all my other.
if it's a 2-day turnaround, which
Yep.
isn't bad, but either I can run over and grab them or
Yep. no, I will.
copies, et cetera, same one does our town reports. So,
All right, on to citizen of the year nominations.
you wanna do that now or wait till, we don't wanna read these out
Nope,
loud.
what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say we have three, correct?
Yep.
3 nominations for citizen of the year this year. We all have copies.
Yep.
If you can read through them and then at the end of the night tonight, before we leave, you can just write the name down, write your choice down on a piece of paper and hand it to me. Then we will get the plaque made up and move forward with it.
Input from the peanut gallery.
Gonna be our secret. Till town meeting, then we'll share it. Should be 3.
Yeah, there should be 3.
Yeah, they were right in order. I actually,
And then,
this one doesn't have an actual name.
Right, one
Yeah.
doesn't have a,
It just looks like a,
yeah,
that's the first one.
Yeah.
That
that's
one.
one.
Oh, I'm missing the first
Yeah.
one.
All right, I'm gonna make the copy. I think we got it.
Wait a minute, I might have that, hold on.
I told her they weren't in order.
All right.
necessarily.
Wow, but we have them, so we'll go through those 3 before.
there it is.
I got it.
Tonight, if we can make our decision, that would be great. Moving on to truck body bids.
Okay, those are in your packets. From Viking Survey is. Yeah. The other one is. Back. So this would be for the Western Star. Because nobody's been happy with that body since it was purchased.
And it can't be
Andy
fixed.
included, and there's been so many modifications made to it to try and get people happy with it. That. there, it's kind of a point of no return. So I asked Andy to get a quote from Vikings Bay, and it is for $54,995.
So this isn't the first time we've looked at it. We've had Paul quoted out once or twice too,
Yeah.
so it's something that we've talked about for multiple years. We just hadn't done it yet.
This could walk then, don't
It will, we'd have to
Yeah.
get two more, yeah, if we can.
the problem will be, what we've run into the last couple of times is nobody else will put in for it.
Mhm.
Right. So
You're
what we
right, I
can
did.
do by the policy is we can override it because it's a
Special.
preferred contractor and there's only two people in the state that bid on this. And the second person we can't use. Because of a prior issue with that specific truck,
Oh,
so.
so I guess it's narrowed
Yeah.
down. So- So now back to pulling out your,
First place,
What's that?
the one that built it in the first place?
Yes.
There's only two people in the state that do these kind of things. One of them we can't.
That's all we've ever gotten bids from, is always just been two people.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
and this is
familiar
one
with
of the
any
two.
that, So.
Yeah.
and not even.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, anytime that we and other towns seem to put the stuff out to bid, it's always two people that put in for it. I mean, if we wanna put it out, I'm happy to put it out, it's up to you guys.
I mean, it kind of boils down to the same thing we ran into when we put the sewer pump out. There's only. It's a, I don't wanna say it's a waste of. Sorry, newspaper money.
Well, I think, if you look at the wording of the policy, I don't think it has to go in the newspaper.
Right,
Cause it can be done as an RFP directly to vendors. So we could just solicit from the other vendor and
mm-hmm,
Depends on
go from there,
what the wording actually said.
right?
mm-hmm.
If we can do that, that's fine.
It's what you.
You know,
Let you know which page it's on.
you're right, there is. People in the state that do this.
Yeah. That's what we've run into every time we've done anything with any of those trucks. Unfortunately. That's,
Put it on the corner for. Purchasing policy, where? Bid
that's because you have it on heat, not cool.
I put it on,
No, you have it on heat.
no, I had a corner pool, how come I didn't?
Well, the sun is heat, not cool.
No, but the little button, the corner pool. So.
That doesn't work.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I know. It
We have AC ones.
was my fault.
Technology.
Yeah, they're moving now.
Oh, thank you. Soliciting costs from a minimum of 3 vendors, so yes.
Yeah. So we'll reach out
But this
to.
circumstance is only two.
Right, but I'm just saying that.
So, yeah, you can ask and
Yeah.
probably not receive anything.
Yep. So I'd say have Amy reach out to HP and see what they will. Production,
So who was it?
HP Fairfield,
Okay,
that's how we can.
okay. Yeah, I'm taking that look on some of the 2 minutes.
And if we get no response, we get no response.
Yeah. And as always, we have the right to refuse any of
Yeah.
them, so.
Okay, so Mrs. Clerk, when you come on, I would like all of the selectmen to have their own policy binders and their own ordinance binders as well.
She's very needy.
You know.
No, I'm organized and efficient.
Alright, so
Don't stick that
The
away.
planning board would like a policy to be into.
Yeah, I like that suggestion.
It
we
makes.
used to all have one, didn't we?
Yes, I mean,
Because Kathy and I created them all one time. We bought all the binders and had them all done, and yeah.
So
Alright.
that's fine.
On to excavator bids.
Onto what?
Next, excavator bid.
Excavator.
Oh,
That's
good
still
lord.
you.
That's yeah, that's following. So. Andy and Dave went to Union Farm Equipment and. Got the first bid. The second one. No, you don't, do you?
I do, I have a Bobcat one twice.
Oh, yep. I don't know.
I
where
have
it's
the
in-
Bobcat
Yeah.
one twice too.
It was in my folder, in my thing twice.
How much for the paper budget?
I did my best to wreck it today, okay? And where's the other one, the handwritten one?
Right
I
there,
have-
right on top.
Yes.
On the other hand, I got all of it.
Yes, because everyone was busy, so I couldn't send it to anyone to have it printed. It's, keep going, right there. And that is. One that the scratch and dent say don't know, they're not in yet, so they don't know what condition they are, they could be beat to crap, they could just have cosmetic issues. But that's where we're at. And the reason I've talked with Andy about it, and I think you have some. The need for a backhoe is because the way the storms are coming now, there's just too many culvert blowouts to keep running about. And,
I'd rather have a mini excavator than a back.
right. And did I say backhoe? I meant mini excavator, sorry.
So,
And he believes that if they clean out the loader shed, there's a room enough to put a mini excavator in front and then the loader in behind, so it can still be undercover.
yeah.
So
And if
all
not,
three
and if
of-
not, it can go up to the dump undercover.
Yes, that was my other
So if he, there's,
sent to him,
there is a place that
Yeah.
you go.
because I said I don't want to be buying something new and having it sitting outside.
My concern would be, I'm not 100% sure without looking at that trailer, but I mean, I think that's
Andy-
overweight for our trailer. It's
And
no-
Andy did say we'd have to purchase a new trailer.
Yeah.
But both of them have license enough to be able to,
Right.
and technically for that weight, it can go.
You know,
right
behind the
behind the
550, yeah.
so. Which I asked them today how much longer they feel that has, and they figure that's good for another 5-6 years.
That's good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So probably have to have a new body, may have to
Wow.
happen this summer, but
That,
new body and, oh. And then Dave's truck is probably going to need, let me get this all straight. Fuel tank, steps and oil pan,
perfect.
but he doesn't feel that those would be budget breakers.
So-
And the truck was very done.
So as much as that one's had done, yeah. I guess my thought would be on these, the prices look doable. My thought would be, I'd like to see the price on the trailer. And I'd like to, that way we can look at it all at once, at the total cost, instead of buying it and then not having a way to move it.
Mhm.
I'd rather look at it with the trailer price as well, that way we can see the total cost. And I also wouldn't be comfortable moving on them until we have the balance updates on the reserve
Exactly.
accounts. But
And we also need to check if. What was sold last year, the
Correct.
backhoe, the portable welder. The impact drill. I believe that was it,
I'd also
where
like
that money
the
went to.
specs on these to compare.
I think I wrote everything I had. It's actually. It is on their website, I do know that. Sorry, I did not get that from.
That's good, but the bear out the capital.
Right.
Yep. yeah, you're right.
And the warranty also, I see 2 of them have warranties on here listed.
This one,
Doesn't have anything.
it does have a warranty, I just
Sure.
didn't print, yeah, that page off,
Yep.
I can. Hang on, let me.
Cause that's the make or break on these things, is the electronic and the warranty.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, no, definitely.
That's usually what goes first.
Yep.
Yep.
City price includes the stocks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
They figured that's good on that used trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good deal on.
That's why I was wondering if we could look at trailer prices at the same time and even when they reach out to them, what would they do for a combined deal?
bingo,
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to get one free.
And you might throw in a
Buy the trailer?
Xbox too.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal.
If we're gonna do all this, what could we get for a
Yes.
deal?
Right.
Town should get a discount, maybe the ATV can want to go down and buy something new.
There we go. Do it all together.
Yeah.
I want one for the cemeteries.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, but
All right, so we'll see if Andy can work on that and we'll try to get it for next time. And like I say, I'll try to get the reserve account balances from, the auditor so we can see where we're at to move forward. All right. Next, the signatures for the school budget warrant. School budget meeting is next week on Tuesday night at the high school. So what we have to do is on these, yes, the 28th. And then the vote will be here on election day. What we need to do, all of these copies need our signatures on the same exact line. So I will start them down there. And then we can pass them down here.
So what is Canton's total?
I would have to ask. I don't know the answer to that.
What? I know a bunch of election stuff came today, but I don't know what it was. I happen to be in here when you
What is
guys.
the town share this year? I don't see that number.
It's in the newspaper.
I can tell you in a second. It's on my computer.
Yeah, it was. in the
But you said
newspaper.
we're down the slide or we're.
We're looking much better this year than we did last year, put it that way.
Okay.
24, 25 budget.
I think Field took the hit.
Yeah, Sticksville took the hit this
Yeah.
year.
And then
Well, you know that's gonna be available.
Yeah, I think it's, wait a minute, where are we signing on this, Brian? The last page?
The last.
It should, there should be like 4 lines, I think.
Yeah, right here.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
When it actually loads, I can tell you. It's a little slow, but. I probably can go in there and get the printed copy quicker. Oh, okay, I have black. No,
I only have blue.
that's fine. I just didn't want to do it in red, that's all.
What?
Okay. Yeah, hang on.
Well, someday I might be able to find it.
Hmm.
How many are there?
What?
Sign your life away.
Still posted everyone.
Photocopy?
Can't,
Non-legal signature, PRA.
The more I sign, the more my signature changes.
Starting out pretty neat.
Better or worse?
Worse.
I feel like I'm in an assembly line.
That's what, I'm in there.
Okay. Has it been perfect?
yeah.
Last one. Coming your way, Brian.
So, Canton's increase this year. 24, 25 is 3.531.
What was our, do you remember what it was last year? It was
Yep.
way higher.
12.86.
I was gonna say it was 13%.
Yeah.
So
so it
over
was-
the last 8 years. Since we went through from RSU 10, our average increase has been 8.76.
Okay.
We've been anywhere from the lowest was a negative 0.8. In 2021, the highest was 17.09 in 1819.
So an increase of 3%, you said.
Yep, 3.53%.
Of,
It's estimated tax increase of $44 per 100,000. Is
How
what
much?
the
44. No,
Oh.
of the overall budget, like the school budget.
5 point. Yeah, yes. Hang on. 5.3%.
total bills of $1 million.
This must have been only 3-4%.
I don't have the actual assessment sheet in here, so it doesn't say. It was really, nope, no, wait a minute, it's further down here. So Canton's, there, 23, 24. There it is. 23, 24 increase of 42,000. Almost 43, 42.7. Is roughly what our increase is this year, which makes our total payment 1.253 million. Great. Takes care of that. As we're talking money and large figures, let's talk about county tax.
No, it's not. I think that-
So we have the letter from Oxford County, due the first day of September. We owe the county $115,034.
What was it last year? We don't have last year's town report left to look at.
Just hang on a second, I can tell you, it's in, I got it on here.
May I suggest we order a few more town reports?
Yeah, we need to print a couple more anyways from last year, because. Just do. Budget for- I don't have it right in front of me. There, so budget right there. So county last year was. I believe 101.6. Is what we paid last year, I believe. Roughly, yeah.
Not driving me on budget cuts.
Exactly.
Cut it all the way.
Yeah, quickly. Well, if they weren't using such heavy.
It's really heavy paper.
It looks like
And I
cardstock.
opened, I didn't know what it was when Aaron handed me the envelope, because here, you can look at this, I'm like, what the?
Looks like cardstock.
It is, yeah, I said it's heavier paper than I use it for.
They don't want you to get all mad.
No.
Bet you it was in a printing tray and somebody just.
Mm,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
We're gonna use it.
It's too late now, it's going the way it is.
You're already wasted.
How many times I've got the pink paper. Forgot that was there.
We're gonna do this in 15 minutes before. Executive session.
I'm out.
We're on a roll.
I'd be out. Bye-bye.
That on the bottom or to the side, that's usually what we do,
Over here.
anywhere.
I know, right? You and I always just feel about, no room for us.
Carol, did you end up with any pictures of the northern lights over the lake?
I
For the
do,
town
actually,
That'd be kind of cool.
I contacted Emily to use some of hers,
Nice.
So
and I was gonna ask you, Michelle, if I could pop through yours too.
Absolutely.
I have some of Westbury's that came in, they're beautiful, because he's a
Who?
longer exposure, Westbury, he's on the Lake Association, but he's the Hartford end of the lake, but it's beautiful pictures, I have them, I'll save them. to you.
Yeah, if you'd send it to me, please, yeah.
The great pictures of it.
Oh, good, because I only have one of that and I'm not, I wasn't here, it was someone else's and it could have been anywhere. I mean, most of them could be did, but.
You can go through any of my pictures of the lake.
Or anything. I was actually, I was looking for your farm stand once, if you just had some,
Whatever, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
whatever.
Okie dokie.
Feel free.
So that is the end of new business. On to approval of warrants.
You're reading it, right?
Again, AP warrant 82, 18,755.87. And payroll warrant 81, 48, 18, 19, 83, 99,569.28.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the AP payroll warrants? So. Perfect. Yeah. Committee reports.
Well, you heard about me in the sewer, so that's good there. That's all I've got.
Christie.
Some trails, I don't have anything for that. And office, I think we're pretty up to date on, so, yeah.
I would actually, I'm doing my usual.
Nope, too bad. Michelle.
You're going to make it along.
Yeah, you're at the end. I'm gonna wait.
End of the line. Rec committee baseball's going strong, going good. Everything's going smoothly over there. And I meant to ask Jason while he was here about that shed again. Well, he was gonna go look at it. I did ask if the fire department would be interested in doing a training burn. He was gonna look at it and then, so I just gotta follow up with that.
And then the old fire truck.
Yeah.
Check in on that as well.
Yeah, I did follow up on that and I forgot, that was a while ago I followed up on that and let me follow up on that again.
Perfect.
What about the
Anything?
fence, huh? Anything?
It is it's going through the FEMA thing, but we'll have to do it
Yeah.
ourselves.
I've contacted the place
Okay.
over to Norway.
Yep.
I'm waiting.
Waiting to hear it.
The old
The
fire
fence.
truck, it was gonna be put up. It was gonna be
Wasn't he
put
gonna
up.
list it?
Yes,
with
he was
somebody?
gonna list it with the place that they got it from,
That they've got the new truck. from.
that they got the new
Okay.
truck from, so
Yeah.
that was the follow-up on
Okay.
on the old truck.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, as soon as I hear back from the fence place, I'll let you guys know. I'm still waiting. If I don't hear by first of the week, I'll let you know. Or if I get out of town in time, I'll be driving by it tomorrow, so if I have time, I'll swing by and ask.
Nice to see this next shed has been open a
Mhm.
bit,
Yep,
so that's pretty cool.
yep, I hope it does well,
Yeah.
because, stuff was very expensive this year. So,
Right.
the snack shack is gonna have to pull in some revenue to help cover the expenses.
So can
We-
someone post a list of a schedule of when the games are? Cause there's a lot of people that end up commenting. I wish I'd known it was open,
Yeah,
other than 20
Yeah.
minutes beforehand.
So, right, so
yeah.
Yeah.
that would be nice to post in like the, you're from Canton
Yes,
page or
exactly.
something like that, an
Yes.
entire
Mhm.
field list,
Yeah, just
schedule.
update it every week, put the
Right.
week on there and
Yeah.
then,
Or the town of Canton. thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the town of Canton
Yeah.
page too.
I thought,
So I don't know.
I'll reach
I would
out
have
to
to
Kim
Kim,
to get,
because
I'll
she's
reach
the
out
one
to
that
Kim
has
to
all
get
that, yeah.
schedules.
We have purchased or it's in the process of purchasing a new grill for the snack shack. It will be electric and not propane,
nice.
because we've had so much trouble with the propane one over the last 3 years that we've had it cleaned multiple times and it only lasts for a few times around use, and then we have to clean it again. And it's kind of a safety hazard right now trying to light it. So we talked about it, we can actually get an electric one installed for right about the same, by the time we buy it, it's about half price of the propane one, and then by the time we pay for the electrical upgrade to the shack, it'll be right about the same price. But supposedly it will last longer and it will stay pretty good. And the electrical, we have a parent who is willing to do the electrical for just the cost of material. So, and he's actually trying to get some of the materials donated as well, but he's gonna donate his labor to the wire from the panel underground in the second shack.
Nice.
He's donating labor for that.
Nice.
I don't know when it'll be done. I gotta check everything.
Is there any green painting, can't be green, pirate green?
I don't know. If we do, maybe upstairs,
That would just.
either
yeah,
upstairs or in the
Where,
closet there, maybe.
where the. Person had. Purple painted the top of that board, it looks, I would just like to paint the whole board green, where the electrical. Boxes
Oh,
are,
yeah, I know what you mean.
because.
Yeah.
It would just look,
If not, I can look at home. I might have some green. It would be fairly close to that.
I have John Deere green, but it's spray, so.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Rob, we got.
Nothing except to make sure everybody gets pictures of the school room.
Yes,
It looked better than I thought. There you
Surprised
go.
yeah, I was shocked when I saw them too. I thought it was gonna be way worse than that.
So there is one application for summer help. It's someone that Andy used to know. Wants to have a background check run. And they, I believe, they might have a couple of cemeteries left to weed back, just the smaller ones. But they spent, where it's just the two of them, took them 9 hours to do Pine Grove.
Mhm.
So,
Then they're
I
done.
understand.
yes, but why?
Yep, then they're done. though. You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep,
One
no,
Pine
things are
Grove's
looking
a
good.
And not on Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, I just got stuck in one of them. Last time I moved in, I was like, not good.
Yeah, no, we can, actually,
I told
we
him,
can do that.
well, I told him that, ask Aaron to call, because I know we were
Okay.
all set up to.
I say we have the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if not, we can do it right online, just use the town credit card to run a background check right online.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way.
Break myself an open that too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That would probably be fair to follow. Try them first. All right, if there are no other board comments or questions, we will take a 5-minute recess before executive session.
I heard you got a donation for the baseball field.
Thank you, we did, thank you very much.
Where did it come from? I don't know.
I'd like to also say a thank you to the Canton Trail Riders, ATV Club, for giving a donation for, getting the new shed put in, shed or Conex box, whatever we can get for a replacement. So thank you for that donation for the rec department.
Yes.
Hoping we get more, but
Hey,
Anything
anything
helps.
helps.
Yeah, anything.
behind this next year, we.
Mhm. Yep.
Do something too.
Thank you.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
thank the guys.
Thank you to the whole club.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, I got a complaint about ATVs, that reminded me, on Staples Hill. that said
You
that
too?
there's a bunch, yeah,
Staples Hill
Was
is
it
not-
Saturday?
yeah, Sunday, Saturday.
It's not open.
I believe it was Saturday, the one I heard, it was 6 that.
Yeah, they were
Dying
flying
by a
by.
vehicle,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that would have to go before
That had to go.
Yeah.
either the wardens or.
Gave
Yeah,
order
sheriff's office.
because
No access signs, so it's
I know.
not,
Yep.
nothing, it's not a trail.
It was,
Yeah.
it was more of a, the one I received wasn't so much a complaint as a. please be aware.
Yeah, I guess it was, yeah, more that context of, this is our concern already and it's.
Exactly.
I talked to the one on Saturday, let them know that we opened the trails in town.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking,
She mentioned it and I said, well, it's. Nothing's been approved, it's no signs, no nothing, and. That I'd let her know when anything was approved or not, or whatever. But she's aware of what's going on, so. I'm calling, if it says anybody called her or called. Auction.
I personally haven't, I didn't get their complaint.
No,
so
I didn't.
I didn't get a
didn't get it
complaint
until
and
Monday, so.
I didn't see any of that. I didn't see that incident.
Rick heard it, I know he mentioned something about it, I didn't.
It's been the same
Mhm.
group, I would
The-
say.
Yeah, the one thing I will say, we do have an agenda request for our next meeting to have that put on.
Oh, did you?
So we can discuss if we want that, it's actually probably let's do it now.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that at our next meeting in, yeah, it's the 13th?
Yep.
That would be our next meeting.
Mhm.
I don't know if the permissions have been received or not, I was just asked to put it on the agenda.
Too tricky.
For them to come here and
I
talk
went to
about
their
it.
meeting Monday.
Mhm.
And there's a section they can't get to the rail bed itself,
Yep,
there's two landowners,
that's the last I heard, they were still waiting.
well. They said they don't mind people going back and forth, but they wouldn't give them permission, written permission or
Yeah.
verbal permission. So I told them, you're gonna have some kind of, something in
Something.
writing or have witnesses that they verbally said it was okay.
Right.
In writing, there's a land
Well, it is-
permission form that needs to
I've
be
been
filled out.
informed
Yeah.
that you should get verbal permission, but you still
So-
gonna have a couple of
We'll do it.
witnesses saying that.
Oh, yes.
Rob said it was okay, my witness had denied eyewitnesses, so the state will have something to. The insurance and liability stuff to cover,
Writing works for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would be. But.
Yep, yeah, no, we'll,
I,
so I'll put it on the agenda for the 13th, and we will. I'll work with Aaron, if we're gonna have to send a notice out, because we told people that we would send a notice out.
Yep.
About the
Mhm.
meeting, so,
Mhm.
we will.
Copy of this.
yeah. All right, so now we will take a 1.5 minute break before we go into executive session for our meeting at 7:30.
Ask you guys a few questions
Sure.
before.
Yep.
Okay, so